Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we are in Albion Online. Today marks the release of the mobile version of Albion Online. So in this series I'll be teaching you all the basics that there is to do in Albion Online when you start out in the game. I'm going to be playing this on the mobile, so if you see me looking down quite a lot, it's because I'm looking at my mobile screen. I've got some dodgy ass contraption where everything's plugged into a HD capture card, into a HDMI cable, into a little box, into my phone, and it's an absolute bloody nightmare. I would normally do this on the actual PC, which I may start to do in the future because it's a lot easier to record that way. The UI is vastly different than it is on the actual PC client. On the mobile, it is much more mobile friendly. You have the D-pad for your movement on your left hand side, and you have your skills and buttons on the right hand side. Now this game is vastly different than any other mobile MMO you will ever play. This is very hardcore. If you've ever played Eve Echoes or Eve Online, the more hardcore style MMOs where there's full drop loot in certain areas, not in all areas, but I will be going through those map areas, etc. in other videos. Today is just going to be the basics and the UI so you can get through all of the options and find out where everything is. So make sure to subscribe if you'd like to find out all of the actual basics in the game, and then we'll go into the more advanced tutorials later on. This is on my main character. I haven't started my alt yet because I will be doing a free-to-play series as well. So make sure to check that out. So basics of the UI. In the bottom left, you have the standard D-pad. You can move it anywhere on the screen on the left-hand side. You cannot use it in the middle or on the right-hand side. So when you're trying to touch on the right-hand side, it's only on the left bottom corner. So you can move it around a little bit. Pretty standard stuff. Just accidentally went into the bank. There's going to be a lot of bloody people in here. There are a lot of people playing this game. So if you are worrying that there's not going to be many people playing this MMO's been out for 4 years. There's going to be a lot of bloody people here. Especially now we're going to be open up on mobile. So in the top left, you have your avatar, where you can change your appearance. You'll get unlocks for avatar rings, etc. All the funny, good skin stuff that you get whilst leveling your character. You'll actually get different profile pictures depending on what Reaver rank, etc. you are. You also have your loadouts, your emotes, so you can do emotes over here just by clicking on that. You've got your stats, what you've been doing in the game. This character was built off of a lot of books. So you can see I haven't got that much total fame, but I do actually have way more total fame than that. This is a completely pay-to-play character. On my other main account, you'll have like 20, 30, 40 million total fame, but I actually lost access to that account. So instead of actually starting from the bottom again a couple of years ago, I just bought a load of fame books just to catch the character up because I couldn't actually get my character back. Just under the avatar on the top left, you'll have the friends list. Now in the friends list, you'll be able to obviously add friends on here, and you can click on them and you can invite them, find out information on them when they last logged on. You can see 6 months ago was the last time we all played together. On the top right of the UI, there is the store option. Now you can see in here, there's the featured offers, which is get gold, get premium, and so like the newest mount skin. You have the gold, which is basically your Plex if you played Eve Echoes or Eve Online. You can use this to sell for silver, which is the in-game currency. You have your premiums over here, which if you're going to be looking to play the game for a long time, the premium is actually really useful. You get extra fame, you get extra gold drops. There's other things that you'll be getting in there, which I'll have to go through when we go through the actual skills and breaking down the board later on in another episode. I don't want these episodes to be massively long for you guys, so you don't have to sit for a 40-minute, 1-hour video. So I'm hoping breaking them up will help out a bit. And then you have your vanity tab, which are skins. There's not that many skins in here right now, which is kind of odd for a game that actually has a lot of vanity stuff for sale. A lot of the vanity stuff you'll actually have to get in game, which is also good for you guys that like to collect things. So next to the actual A there, which was the store, you've got the map. Now this map will show you the area around where you are in. All of these buildings that you see here, all of these are actual player-owned buildings. There are some that are not, which will have no tax to use. Now, if you use some of these, you'll see that there's like 96% tax on this one, 46% tax. A lot of these guys will literally just destroy your wallet if you're trying to use them. So try to join a guild that already have a guild island set up, and they have all the things like that, so you can actually do a lot of your crafting if you decide to do that through the guild island. If you'd like to join my guild, we're actually Sovereign Wolfpack. Just join my Discord, send me a ping when you're online, and I'll be able to invite you to the actual guild itself. Now in the top right, you have the scroll, which is obviously got all of your options. You've got your mail, your friends list, your guild challenges, arenas, party finders, factional warfare. This is going to be really big for you EVE Online guys who love your low-sec PvP. You got your rankings, season rankings, game settings. Now, if you have a lower-end phone, I would advise going into the game settings and actually going into the video and changing the settings down. My phone is quite good, and I'm actually surprised at how good the actual, like how there is no lag at all when playing on the phone. Like even on the PC version, when I was testing earlier, there was lag loading in. On the phone, there's been no lag whatsoever. It's actually really, really good, even on the highest settings. Now, just below the scroll of your main options, you've got the world map, which is the globe symbol. Just click on that and you can see everything that is around here. I'll go over what's here. Basically, you have your blue tiles, which are non-PvP areas where you don't have to worry about any sort of PvP. You can just crack on and do your stuff in there. You can sort of get a lay of the land, do some of the solo dungeons, start up your crafting empire if that's what you'd like to do. Then you have the yellow zones, which have PvP if you're flagged for PvP in those areas. And then you'll have your absolutely mental red zones, which is full PvP. If you go there and you die, you will lose all of your gear. So that's something that you need to sort of step into later on once you get used to the actual mechanics of the game and what you want to do, what weapons you want to use, and start getting used to the actual mechanics of the game. So if I was you, I'd just stay in the blue areas for right now. Just under that, you have your challenges, so your adventure challenge. So you get these points from gaining fame, by killing any monsters out in the open world, killing players where you're getting fame. This will go towards your night's challenge. There's a daily limit, so make sure to get that daily done every day. It's the same as any other mobile sort of game where you actually have to do your dailies. It's not massively needed. Like, you don't have to do this. It does give you things like mounts. It gives you things like tomes of insight, which the tomes actually give you fame and combat fame, so you can level up your skills quicker. So it's definitely worth doing it. Again, you don't really have to do it. Now under that, you have your actual destiny board, which is all of your skills. Now you can see on here, there's a lot of stuff you can do in this game. This is going to require a video in and of itself. I will be trying to drop the guide series every day for you guys so that you can get as much information as you can as quickly as possible in the short of video as possible. Just under the actual destiny board, you have the inventory. This is what you're going to be wearing. This is where you go in to change your gear and your equipment and find out what you've picked up, what you want to sell, what you want to put into your bank. Now you have your skills in the bottom right. The big sword in the middle is your auto attack. Now if I take off the actual mount, and you do that by clicking on the little mount icon in the bottom left there, just by your D-pad, you can get on your mount, you can get off your mount using that button. You can see that you have all of your skills in here. Now, when you get off of your mount, there is a timer. So when you're running around in a PvP area, make sure to remember that there will be a timer when you're jumping off of your mount. You won't be able to use those skills straight away. I'll quickly go over what the skills are. So the skills are actually what you have on your character. So each item has different skills that you can select and use, and they have different slots. You can see what actual skills you get by just clicking on the actual item itself. And you can sort of change what you've got in here for your passives. You can change what skills you're using. This is kind of an older build. I haven't really played for about 7 months. The core mechanics of the games haven't changed, but some of the builds and fits and some of the balancing has changed, so I will have to look on this character again. But I will be starting a new character. And each slot will be fit into the different slots on the actual skill bar in the bottom right. So just to the left of the skills, you have your potions and foods, etc. Foods are going to be very useful for you. They're actually quite cheap on the market, and there are certain foods that you want to use. Again, that will be in another guide coming in the future. Then you have your chat in the bottom middle, which is absolute cancer 99% of the time. If I had a way to actually just turn that off completely at all times and never have to actually read it ever, I would. It is literally probably the worst world chats you'll ever face in an MMO. And that is saying something. Right, so that's the basics of the UI. Next up, I'll be going over the map and what the areas are, what all of the areas are, how and what you can do in those areas, and then I'll be going through the skills, then I'll be going through the combat stuff, going through the variations of dungeons with you. So make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. There'll be many Albion guides, there's Moonlit Sculptor guides, Eve Echoes guides, a lot of mobile MMOs that we're currently running at the moment. So if you're interested in any other games as well, check them out. And that's all for today. I want to thank you all for watching, fly safe, and avoid local chat scams. I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.